Oof. Good evening. Welcome to Eight Questions with. I'm your host, Patrick. All right. Now, my phone seems not to be liking me too much the last couple of shows. Hey, Cause. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Our guest, Dennis Mallen, will be here in about 15 minutes. Hopefully, everybody's doing well. Ready for another fun-filled week. We had a pretty good show on last Sunday with Thomas Churchill. And then we had some fun and some giddiness on the Spooktacular last Sunday night on the midnight hour. So we're doing this again today, this week. We have Dennis Mallen today. And I'm not really sure about tomorrow. Tomorrow might go away. But Thursdays we'll be here with Carolina Jeanette. So we'll see where that goes. Oh, our guest came up early. Everybody comes up early. All right, hold on.
I was born early.
Yeah, I always like try to give everybody a little chance to come in at 8 o'clock, but every time I do that, everybody wants to come in a little early, which is fine. We'll just have a little fun.
That's it. I always make it a point that I'm the first one on set.
So, right.
I just try to,
Oh, good. How did your doctor's appointment go, Cause? Everybody's I got our friend Cause is in here. He's he's a film reviewer.
Oh, okay.
And a really good one. Really good one, actually. I still hear that echoing. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't. When you were right toward the end of our pre-show, when you stepped back a little bit, it seemed to disappear. Maybe. How about this?
Is this okay? Is this far?
Yeah. Let me see if hello.
Hi.
Perfect. I think we see right where we're at.
Right here.
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay.
I know. I don't know what it is. I had glitches with Thomas too. I don't know why, because we did it before and it worked out fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe.
Right. You will view, huh?
Yeah, I got the cheetah. I got him from a shelter.
Wow.
And it was great because he was, here's your dogs over here, and your birds here, and the cats over here, and then there's this small cheetah sitting over here.
Nice.
And so I said, I'll take him.
It's the cheetah.
He varies during the seasons. During the summer, he's about 16 to 17.
Okay.
During the winter, it gets about 20, 22.
Damn.
And so he fluctuates. It's really awesome that he's actually a very good weather detector. When I know it when the winter comes, it's coming before anybody else does, because his fur starts getting thick on his chest. He's got really thick chest fur. So when it starts getting colder, he'll tell me before anybody else, before I know.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I'm glad to see some of your students are going to come in.
Yeah. I sent that. I sent the link to a bunch of people actually. So.
Well, that'd be awesome. We'll just see if we get some folks coming in. Now, you and I were talking about our boards, because everybody knows, anybody who watches the show knows what's coming up. They always know during the first 15 minutes they're going to get one constant thing, and that is they're going to get the calendar.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so this is the part of the show where I tell people what's coming up, and so I'm not really sure about tomorrow. I had a guest book, and I'm not sure if he's going to make it or not. That's always fun to know last minute. But on the 21st, I definitely have writer and producer and director Carolina Jeanette will be here at 8 o'clock. On the 24th, we definitely have the midnight hour at 10 o'clock on Pop's Horror Channel. And then we're back here for our last week of this October is Artist Week. We're doing artists. If you're a fan of art, you want to be here for this. On the 26th, we have from the Portland, Oregon area, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, we have Braden Duncan. And then on the 27th, we have Artfully Blind with Diana will be here. And on the 28th, we have She Wines will be here, all 8 o'clock. Now, Diana is really cool. Diana is a that's what it says, artfully blind. She's legally blind, but she is a talented artist. She works with mixed media. She can do, and her work's incredible. I could not even come within a mile of her talent. I couldn't. I mean, I'm lucky to connect two dots together, and the art that she makes is just absolutely beautiful. And then, of course, that's in October, and November is looking pretty strong for us here at 8 Questions Worth. As we have actress Augie Duke will be here, and she is one of the stars of the new movie, The Amityville Moon, who we talked to Thomas Churchill last Sunday. So one of his main leading actresses will be here on November 2nd. On the 3rd, we have Jonathan, my friend Jonathan, Pledex 2. He'll be here. We'll be talking about movie collections, criterions, you name it, we're talking film. On Thursday, we have a double header. We'll have a special start time at 2 o'clock Eastern time as we interview our friend Laura Dove from the UK. He writes an award-winning blog called 5 Little Doves, and I've known Laura for many, many years. And so I'm looking forward to doing an interview with her on the 4th. And then at 8 o'clock, we come back with actress, producer Jamie Olsen. Will be here at 8 p.m. So, yeah, that's a really talented artist too. I got to tell you, Dennis, I'm really blessed in the fact that I get some amazing people on the show. I mean, everybody that comes in is coming in with they're blazing, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I don't take a week off. There's seriously talented people out there, and they all have stories to tell. And I'm so glad to give them a chance to share them.
Nice. That's awesome. You've got a great medium. You're obviously good at what you do. And, hey, man, that's awesome. You attract some great people. So
our moderator, Mr. Bones, is here. Thank you, Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones will keep things cool in the chat, as always. Not that we ever had that problem. Thank God. I mean, I've seen some live streams that just have been crushed.
No deletes tonight?
They've been crushed by trolls, but we don't get that here. Hi, Leo. Hi, Irene. Welcome aboard. First time here. Thank you so much. There's new folks I connected with here on YouTube, and very nice people.
Nice.
Yeah, it's always good to see. I always love watching the different folks from everywhere come on in. That's the other part that I really like about doing the show. I get people from all sorts of communities here on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Leo. Hey, Irene.
How was your class tonight or this afternoon? Or did you have a
class tonight? Because I'm 10 minutes away from the class, and what happens? So I've got a Mercedes, and I get the oil change like every other day, it seems. And literally the pant underneath, the bra underneath, dropped because it wasn't secured. After they changed the oil and did what they had to do, they didn't secure it. So when I was on the phone with you, I heard bang, and that's what happened. So my class did not happen tonight. So I had to reschedule that for next week, which is fine. Everyone's really understanding, and everyone's really nice. I appreciate their patience with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 2 hours over at the place. I'm not gonna give you a name. Doesn't matter. But just crazy stuff,
Well, I'm glad it wasn't a blowout, because when we hung up, you were still driving. I'm wondering, I wonder if that was a flat tire or what, because it certainly sounded like it.
It would have been easier if it was a flat.
Yeah.
It did sound like a flat, but none of my sensors went off. So when I got off the phone with you, I pulled over, and it was just crazy.
Now they're gonna have to pay for that, of course, obviously.
Yeah, I know everybody there. They're taking care of it. So
good. That's terrible. I don't know how you don't. I always think the oil place. The oil place I go to, they have a crew of 3, and they all rotate. They're always checking each other's work. It's like a circle. It's weird. I didn't really pick up on it till like the 3rd or 4th time I was there, and then I noticed there was always 3 people. And I mean, they had enough. They have like 9 guys. They have 3 bays, and then I started picking up that the fact that one of them was always rotating. They're always like my car was a planet, and they were orbiting it. And what they were doing was checking each other's work, and it was pretty cool. It was like, oh, okay. Because I asked them, I says, "You guys seem to be going in a circle here," and they said, "Well, this is how we do it." So it was really cool.
Yeah. Many more connections around the car.
Feel free to connect with each other in the chat. If you guys don't know each other, feel free to connect. Which we will also put your page up too, Dennis.
Thank you.
We'll get it up and running. All right, let's see. I think we can start.
Sure.
And everybody else can join us. People generally join us at 8 o'clock anyway, because that's what it says. It says 8 o'clock, but I'm always, like I said, always go up a little bit early to get the things to get the ball rolling. Give it a couple more minutes here, and then we'll get this party started. What's your weather like down there in Florida?
Right now it's about 75, so we're having a real chill right now. I know during the day it's about 85, so it's cooled off. Of course, I was on set over the weekend and it was a blistering 95 with wardrobe and makeup, but that's a whole nother. Yeah, it's getting ready for Florida winter. We're supposed to have a cold spell this week. So where are you, Patrick? Where are you located?
I'm actually in southeastern Michigan. I'm about 30 miles south of Murder City.
How far are you from Saugatuck?
That's on the other side of the state. I'm 30 miles south of Murder City, aka Detroit. So I'm on southeastern Michigan. I'm about
UP, Upper Peninsula.
That is about 400 miles up north. Upers, as they call themselves.
Got it.
Yep. Furthest north I've ever been is I've been to Mackinac Island. They have the Mackinac Island Bridge. They have the Mackinac Bridge that takes you from up to the UP.
Yeah.
But that bridge is like Florida scary. The Keys, Florida Keys Highway, all the way down to, it's like that, but it's way high. I mean, it's really high. That's a spooky bridge.
That's funny. That's funny stuff. Yeah, I've got friends in the Saugatuck area. I was in Glen, Michigan for the 4th of July. If ever you want to go hide, go to Glen. There's no internet. There's no people. I mean, beautiful country. I was at a beautiful farmhouse, but it is what it is. My volume is low.
Yeah. Hey, we'll try that.
Can I lean in?
Yeah. How's that? Is that better? I don't hear myself echoing anymore.
Better? Worse?
Better. And I have a feeling this is a friend of yours, Mark Bashwar. Yes.
Mark is a great guy. Mark is a recently retired county fire chief that got into acting, and really we're kind of building an affinity. He's such a great guy, such an accomplished guy, such a traveled guy, and just retired. I think I'm going to screw up the story, but he just retired for the second time, give or take. And now he's getting into acting, which I'm really excited about. So he's a real talented guy. So
That's great.
taking him down the dark path, get him into acting, the dark side of the force.
Come to the dark side. We have cookies.
That's right. That's right. The water is warm. Jump in.
Well, watch him get. Yeah, pretty soon you know what's going to happen. He's going to get typecast as like the bad guy now. Well, wait a minute. I was always the good guy. Well, think of it this way: you're acting now.
Well, there's no fun playing the good guy.
No, so everybody says that. Everybody says it's more fun to play the villain than it is the good guy. But the good guy always gets the girl.
Okay. You haven't seen my Western yet, have you?
No, I have not seen your Western yet. But we're going to talk about that because Westerns are one of my favorite genres. And I love independent Western.
Good.
Yeah, I have reviewed quite a few of them on my blog. So I definitely am a Western guy.
Nice.
All right, Dennis. So tell us a little about Dennis. Where were you born and raised at?
Born and raised in beautiful New Jersey. Born in Newark, New Jersey. First of three children to Dennis and Mary Ann. Born November 7th, many years ago. And raised in Kearney, New Jersey, Hudson County, the home of George R.R. Martin and Peter Dinklage, Hudson County, New Jersey. I grew up in Kearney. Grammar school, high school, stayed there until I got married, divorced, and just been all through Jersey boy. Lived in Manhattan for a little bit, worked in Manhattan. My technology career. Been in Florida now, I guess about 7 years. Time's just going by so fast, and
right.
just having fun. Just always been kind of a happy-go-lucky type of guy. Pretty intense with what I'm passionate about, but not an overachiever by any stretch of the imagination. Straight C student, worked hard for my C's, and I don't know. I just kind of got through. You say you get through on personality, but then you've got to work sometime.
Yeah,
and I get lucky. And what does luck mean? It means when opportunity meets preparedness, and you've got to have fun with what you do. And I've always had fun. There have been corporate jobs where I haven't had fun, and I'm out of there in a matter of months. Acting, modeling, doing what I do has always been such a great outlet, and I really found my passion for it early on. I really just kind of started doing it. I've always been a business owner. I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always been a 1099 wage earner. So when you do that, you have a different mentality. You have to hustle. Nothing wrong getting a paycheck. I've just never been that guy. And maybe it's because of, I guess the older I get, the more my ADD kicks in. But you have to be focused. You have to go after it. You have to burn your ships behind you. You need to really get a business plan and really get focused. I've been blessed to have great mentors, Patrick. I've had great mentors throughout my technology career. I've had great mentors here in my acting, producing career. And, doors open. Why did doors open? I mean, I definitely feel I'm blessed. I definitely feel I have what I consider the Northeast hustle. And I'm at my best when my hair is on fire. We were talking earlier. When I have tons of stuff going on, that's when I'm fully engaged. That's when I'm totally at my best. And that's what I enjoy the most.
I'm with you about that. I feel like as long as I'm moving forward, as long as I'm working hard, I definitely feel the same way.
Sure.
As long as there's something coming up and I look forward to it, I see it happening right there in front of me. It does make it a lot easier to make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you said you lived in Florida for 7 years. Now, were you strictly a New Jersey guy for pretty much like from there to Florida, or did you live anywhere else?
Well, pretty much. I did live in Manhattan for a little bit, short spell. But outside of that, pretty much Jersey. and down to Florida. You know,
How you-
I'm down here in Highlands County, right in the middle of the state. So we were talking earlier, you know, how far am I from Tampa? How, you know, I've got a great car, and the car seems to just drive automatically and find my way there. I'm not worried about the address. I'm not worried about the time. I'm not worried about the hour. I just make it happen. You know, I have a shoot up in Orlando Thursday, and then I'm in Sarasota for the weekend working on a film. I just drive. I love what I do. I love my car, and I have fun driving. And I've been driving basically since I turned 17. I really haven't stopped. So,
you mentioned Manhattan. What took you to Manhattan? Did you was that your was that, so to speak, the 9 to 5 area, or were you doing acting at the same time you were in Manhattan?
it's interesting. I started my acting career as I was in my technology days. I always worked for small, medium-sized firms. And I'm sorry, my cats are in the background doing
That's
what cats do.
we're cat friendly here.
I was employee number 3 to the small.com. Well, when you join a .com, you got to get creative because you don't have millions of dollars behind you. You don't have much behind you at all. But you have to grow and you have to make things happen. I was fortunate enough 6 months into it, they made me chief executive officer. Patrick, I was the gray hair at the time. Okay. It's me and a bunch of 20-somethings running around making things happen. And I found myself spending an inordinate amount of time because I got a lot of my work done between 7 a and 9 a, and then after 5 p.m. That's how things happen. And that, you know, when I was doing that, I'm a Freemason, part of a big fraternal organization. And one of my mentors and a good friend of mine, James Demonic, used to teach at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts and Sciences right in Madison Avenue. And every time I got together with James, you know, every Friday for a scotch and a cigar, I'd show up in a suit and whatnot. And he would look at me and say, "Oh my God, look at this kid. You came on a Central Casting. Oh, what a good looking guy. You can do this, you can do that." And I'm like, "All right, Jim. Yeah, all right." So after browbeating me about a dozen times, I'm like, "All right, Jim, what do I do?" He goes, "You need a headshot." What the heck's a headshot? Call this guy. Bang, gave me a card. Made the phone call.
Wow.
All right, got a headshot. What's next? You need to learn how to read copy. What the heck's copy? Commercials. Who do I call? Boom. Everything that I needed, he had set up for me. And everything that happened, he was there for me. And he still is there for me. Just to make the right moves. Well, I did some stage work. I was Lenny from Of Mice and Men. And I do not like stage. Stage is real acting. And I'll explain what I mean by that. It's stage. If you miss a line, you've got to keep going. If your pants fall down, you have to get going. If you have a booger hanging, you got to keep going. That's not fun. That's not fun.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure. So after 10 shows and found myself driving through the tunnel back into New Jersey and calling my mother, the ultimate power of the universe, Mom, I was crying. I'm on the phone and I'm weeping. And I'm like, what? I'm so depressed, Mom. What's going on? La, 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 la. To find out, I was really beginning to become and understand that I'm a method actor. Well, what does that mean? I embody every aspect, every pain, every nuance of that character. And I was Lenny. If you know the story, Lenny he's handicapped. Okay. I think that's the PC way of saying it. He's rejected by everyone and anyone. So after doing that, I'm like, I'm out. I quit. I don't care. I'm out. I quit. I was done. Acting, not for me. I'm out of here. 2 weeks later, I get a phone call to do an audition for a China Airlines commercial. I'm like, all right, what the heck? I'll take it. So I went to a nondescript building down in the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Get out. I walk in. Everybody was about 5'2". I'm 6'1". Some of the men, majority of the men, were follically challenged, as I'm talking myself. And I'm like, what the heck am I doing here? And I sat down. Pat Sweeney, God bless her, great person, great casting director. We sat down at a table, and Pat goes, guys, relax. You're just going to talk to me. Okay. Pat goes, You gentlemen are technology executives, and you just helped a company from China relocate to the States. Patrick, I said to myself, this is surreal. I just did this 4 months ago. This is surreal. So she goes, action. And we're just talking. I'm referencing the guys next to me, yada, yada. I felt really good. Walked out of there, got it done, whatever. I get a call the next day. I'm in my office. Hey, we'd like to book you for 2 weeks out. We want to pay you X. Who's your agent? I don't have an agent. Hey, Jim, who's my agent? Call this guy. He gave me a guy from CAA. Okay?
Yeah.
This guy, called him up. He goes, oh, Dennis, yeah, Jim Demonic, blah, blah, blah. What are they offering you? They're offering me X. Oh, forget about it. I'm going to get you a lot more. Sounds good to me, brother. Whatever you want to do. And bam, I got it. So fast forward, I'm on set. Now, I've got the script down. I'm off book. I'm ready to go. Director goes, action. I go through my lines. He goes, cut, back to one. I grab the PA and go, what is that? What does that mean? Oh, we're going to do it again. Really? Oh, we're going to do about 12 takes this way, 6 takes that way. We're going to be doing this all day. I'm like, this is great. So if I screwed up, I can keep going. I love acting. Whereas stage, you can't do that.
Right.
And from there on, man, I've been on you see my IMDb, you see what I've got going on. I've really been on a roll. And I've just really been having fun with it. And, there isn't a bad day on set, at least for me. I love the people I'm with, cast and crew. Love the directors I have. I try to collaborate every time I'm on set. Tom Hanks, great actor, Mr. Hanks. I read one of his books, and he said, my responsibility as an actor, our responsibility as actors, is to show up early. If you show up on time, you're late, right? I showed up early for this show. I always try to be the first one on set. It's to be off book. And what does that mean? Have your lines memorized and bring 10 or 12 different ideas. So regardless of the role, I always try to collaborate with the director. And if you see me on set, Patrick, you'd be like, what's wrong with that guy? The director says, cut. I kind of go over my own little corner and I kind of stay within my instrument, go over my lines and just keep my character. Or I'm huddling with the director and I'm asking him or her, well, what do you think? Did you like this? Did you like that? Hey, can we try this? Can we try that? Because it really is a collaborative effort. And I've had fun. I'm just blessed, man. I've got a lot of projects that are coming out. I've got a lot of projects that are coming up and just running hard.
Your start is just so unique though, like you're just, somebody thinks that you should be in front of, it's like an old school Hollywood story, hey kid, you ought to be a pitcher. And, it's the last thing you're thinking of, like, okay, well, me and 1,000 other guys should be in the pictures.
Sure.
But the fact of the matter is that if you went ahead and you had a mentor, and I'll speak to that in a second too,
sure,
willing to come in and help you out. I agree with you about the mentors. I mean, mentors are everything.
Yes.
I had mentors for Mike and for most everybody here. I mean, hell, even here on YouTube, I have a mentor.
There you go.
A guy I work with on Sunday nights. My friend Hobbs from Hobbs Horror. He's the one that's walked me through all this stuff. He's the one that mentored me through the whole YouTube because I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Until he took the time enough to tell me. Show me what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And not be afraid to make mistakes. Hell, even today he's still supporting me like your friend is supporting you.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
The interesting thing I heard there was that you were a Freemason. How did you get into that? Was that a legacy thing?
No, not at all. Not at all. My grandfather on my father's side, Papa, was a Knights of Columbus. He was a Grand Knight. Cats are fighting. He was a Grand Knight. So I became a Freemason. There was a point in my life where I had 3 car accidents back to back. Within a matter of 6 months, went through 3 cars. Bang, bang, bang. So I meet with this chiropractor. I'm going to mess up his name, so I'm not even going to try. I forget his name. It'll come to me. And I'm sitting in his office. He was the chiropractor for the New York Giants at the time. And on his desk, on his credential, was a square and compass. So I noticed it, and I asked him a question. And he gave me like 2-word answer. as we build our relationship, I just asked more and asked more and asked more, and things happen, and here we are. So
Right.
I was the youngest Mason at the time in New Jersey, and Jim DeMonic came in, and it was just a lot of fun. Great relationships, great friendships, and here we are. Here we are. So
Our friend, I'm not sure if he's still in the chat, but our friend who wrote Waffles, he's also from Jersey. He's from Central Jersey.
all right.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
nice. Where about in Central?
Let's see. Where is he? I think he said he used to live in Tom's River.
Oh, I had a house in Tom's River. I grew up in Kearney and bought a house in Ocean County, Tom's River. Small.
Yeah, I don't know if Waffles is still here, but if he is, he can speak up and tell us where he was. I just know we were talking about that just the other day with another friend who's South Jersey. He's
Sure.
South Jersey, and Waffles is Central Jersey.
Nice.
So you basically moved to Florida. I mean, you basically moved to Florida 7 years ago.
Yes, sir.
What was your first movie that you did? I mean, were you in New York when you did the very first movie?
Yes.
Or were you down? Okay.
I was in New York. My first feature, my first SAG feature was Devil's Advocate. Al Pacino, Keanu Reeves,
Charlie Theron,
Dennis Mallen. Now, it was such a great movie. Taylor Hackford was the director, and I was an extra. You know, just came in, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kid, been in the business 25 plus years now, and I came in, and it was in a courtroom scene downtown Manhattan, kind of the crux of the movie. You know, it was the kind of the apex, everything building up to this courtroom scene, and here I am, opposition. It's Keanu Reeves as the head lawyer, me, two other people. Craig T. Nelson was next to me. Al Pacino was sitting behind him. Now, as an extra, as an actor, as anything you do in life, you need to have an intention. Whenever you're sitting there, if you're doing a Disney commercial and you're walking with your spouse, you need an intention. Why am I doing this? What am I doing? What's my mindset? Have an intention. And I learned that early on. So in a big courtroom scene, I'm not sitting there stoic. I'm into it. My eyes are into it. My body's into it. My posture. Well, Taylor Hackford goes, cut, you, out. He goes, no, kid, you're fine. I'm like, what just happened? These people sitting next to me were sitting there all stoic. Well, it's not what you do.
No.
And apparently, they had a nice angle. They're done. I look over my shoulder. There's Pacino. Don't worry, kid, you're fine. I'm like, oh my God, what just happened? You know, that was my first introduction. You know?
Yep. I'm not surprised. We had a writer director, Michael Casey, was on the show, and he directed Al Pacino in a movie called Hangman. So we were talking about his movie Hangman, and he said that there was a scene where there's a cop comes in there. You know, they discover a murder victim, and there's a cop there in the first scene. He says that Al Pacino called him and wanted to know everything there was to know about the cop. What was he? Was he a rookie? Was he a veteran? Sure. You know, I mean, he wanted to know about the character, even though the character had less than like 20 seconds on screen. So seeing him look to you and sit there and say, "You're okay, kid." Yeah, that's Al Pacino, man. It blows your mind.
It blew my mind. I could have just walked away there and ended my career, but it did blow my mind. I've worked with Mr. Pacino in 3 different movies: Devil's Advocate, Scent of a Woman, and the Irishman. So it's just he's such a method actor. He's such a powerful man, and I love the roles that he takes. You never hear him come out with any political rant, which it is what it is. It's to your own device. But he's always working. And what is he? He's upper 70s, 80s. I really don't know. But the man is busy, and he's such an inspiration. You know, it's a job you can do until the day you die. Clint Eastwood's 91 years old.
Yeah, he's 91 and still cranking them out.
Cry Macho. Great movie. Good movie. Feel good movie. You know, 91. Just imagine that, Patrick. I mean, you know, you can work until the day you die, man. How
Does
many
that,
musicians,
does
how
that
many
inspire you? Does that inspire you as an actor, as an artist?
yeah,
When you see actors like that, and that are older and still working hard, and have that 30 or 40-year-old career.
sure. It totally inspires me because if you love what you do, you haven't worked a day in your life. Now, love my father, Dennis Senior. Dad left us a few years ago, and he would say, "I don't understand. They've got all the money in the world. Why do they do what they do, Dad? Because they love it. Because it's their
Yeah.
passion." You know. And I mean, think about it. How many people are in the cemetery with music left in them, Patrick? Right?
Yeah.
How many people are dead and buried with music left in them? How many people are young? Right? And there's
Yeah.
no music left. We just haven't buried them yet. It's
Yeah.
something where I can dig in and I can explore myself and grow as an individual, as a person, as an actor until the day I die, man. It's really, it's a great passion. Prior to us getting on, I had 2 auditions, and I prepare for them the way I prepare everything. I read the scripts about a dozen times. I've got to shoot. I'm looking at my board. I know we have boards. I've got to shoot on Thursday. I'm shooting a commercial. I've got the script down. I'm shooting a movie, second part of a movie this weekend. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. And how many people, fortunately, unfortunately, can wake up and be excited about their career? I mean, I take nothing away from anyone. I'm really passionate and love what I do, Patrick. And I gotta tell you, I had such a great week last week. It was really kind of a life altering week. And you've got to make your declarations. You've got to read your goals and affirmations. You've got to declare things. And if you look at my social media, and if anybody's out there, Facebook, Instagram, please follow me. If I can help anybody with anything, I declared that October will be my month, and it's going to be a season of change. Last week, Daddy, we're back. I'm Daddy. Go figure. I'm Daddy. We did a season of Daddy, We're Back last year in the Tampa, Florida area during the pandemic.
Now, what is that? Is that like a local thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing. We did a full season, 8 episodes during COVID, during the pandemic. Everybody's safe. Everybody's healthy. Thank God. It just got picked up by Glued TV, GLEWED TV. That's exciting. Okay, that happened Wednesday. Thursday, I'm fortunate enough that I can give back. I'm at a point in my career I can give back to my community. I can help fellow actors out. I try to give back as much as possible. We did a local PSA, public service announcement for the Highlands County Farm Bureau. That commercial was debuted Thursday night at a dinner meeting. I got a standing ovation.
How fun is that?
I couldn't get out of there fast enough, man. I'm an emotional guy. And I'm like, all right, I got to go. Thank you. It was really emotional because, that the name of it is Surviving on 2%. It's on YouTube. And it's really the plight of the farmers and the ranchers. It's the plight of them and how 2% of Americans feed 300 million of us. It's crazy. But I'm finally able to give back to the community that embraced my family and I 8 years ago. So, Daddy, we're back with that going on. The commercial. Unlawful Duties, a short that I did, I guess about a year ago now. 250,000 views on Amazon Prime. 250,000 views, man. That's crazy numbers. Okay?
It's very good.
It's crazy.
How long's the short?
It's a 20 minutes short. We're doing a feature come next year. It looks like March. I'm starring across from Eric Roberts. That's hot stuff. And then I started shooting a movie over the weekend for Ringling Films, one of the great schools down here in the Tampa area. And I love the position that I'm in because I'm always going to apply. I call it the Northeast hustle. No offense to anyone, but if you're from the Northeast, you get it. There's a certain hustle. I network with a ton of people. I hustle. I audition all the time.
How important is the networking for you?
It is huge. Network is huge. Look, in this life, there are people that are gonna love you, or hate you with a capital H. That's okay, because if they hate you, they still talk about you, right? And
Right.
it's all about keeping the name out there, keeping forward. The people that love you, the people that work with you and can glean something, because every time you're on set, I feel you're always auditioning for something else. You're always auditioning for something else because
That's actually that's a good attitude.
you never know who's watching. It could be the DP, director of photography, has a script. He or she is saying, "Oh my gosh, you're ideal for it." Could be a producer that has another project on. Now, if I'm unprofessional on set, what's going to happen? No one's going to forget that. But if I come prepared, if I come early, if I'm ready, if I'm doing the best job I can, people are going to notice that too. That's with every audition. That's with every phone call. That's with everything that I do, man. Network is huge. And if you look at my social media, I avoid so much. Can I say BS? The social media BS. I use it all from a marketing perspective. And we were discussing earlier, right? You and I. It is so important in today's day and age to market yourself and build.
Yeah, it's critical. You're right. You and I were talking, and I got an email from a publicist who was talking about they have a movie they want me to take a look at, and they said, are there some cast members, if you want to interview. And I looked at the cast, and I had there's 9 people on the cast, and 4 were traditional actors, and 5 were, their credits were being mentioned were, Instagram influencer or TikTok, this and that. And it's just like, wow. So there's 5 roles for real actors out there, but they're all gone because they went and got someone with a massive following.
Sure.
Because they know that these people will promote. And that's the thing. I mean, holy cow. I mean, seriously, what would you do? I mean, you were a CEO of a business. What would you do? Would you spend $100,000 to advertise to an advertiser, or would you contact a TikToker or two and give them like $15,000 and give them a free T-shirt and cut them loose and sit there and promote my product? What you gonna do today?
When I had my technology company, when I was an employee and their chief executive, we didn't have any money for marketing. Okay, so you got very creative. You hired a kid on the street corner. You bought him lunch. You figured it out. And that's what it comes down to. Think about it as a business. Okay? You're starting out. You're selling widgets. What's a widget? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You got the best widget in town. How are you going to get the word out there? How are you going to get it out there? And now
today you turn around. You know what you do? Today you turn around. You go. You find 20 or 30 or 40 people that on Instagram or TikTok that like widgets, and you send them each 4, 5 widgets a piece. You sit there and say, "Here you go. Here's 5 widgets. Talk about it." And then you've generated a groundswell. It's grassroots advertising. And that's you and I were talking about that too, about actually. I mean, here we are. We're trying to promote ourselves. You're doing something like a lot more actors need to do. They need to come on to shows like this.
Sure.
Am I Ellen DeGeneres show? No. Am I Drew Barrymore? Hell no. But I'm here. I'm able to get some faces out there. Get your, when we looked up your name, just to see, if you look at your name, you see your name out there with this interview tied to it. That makes your footprint all that much a little bit more bigger. Sure. So when they do look at you and say, what kind of, because I was just reading about another actress who's writing about her star meter, and she was sitting there saying how even today, this is now a normal question. Now think about this: a normal question. What's your social media like? Not the fact that you went to school, not the fact that you won a Tony Award or a Circle Desk Award or anything. It's like how big is your social media following?
How big's your following?
Yeah. Your skill set is no longer the primary thing that's going to get you through the door.
Yeah.
Now your self promotion and believing in yourself and selling yourself and presenting yourself and having being clean is really half of what they're looking for now. It seems like in casting directors are looking for that.
Are you like Kimmy K? I don't even know how many followers she has. She was on SNL last weekend. It was funny. Mom was there. The entire family was there. I've got, last time I looked, 60,000 followers on Instagram. Okay. So my son calls me up and he goes, you got 5,000 on Instagram. All right. If I know 5 people on there, that's a lot. How'd that happen? We keep it simple. My son's name is Dennis. My father was Dennis. Very simple. I have no idea. Well, a few months later, we're talking again. You're at 20,000. Is that good? My son hangs up on me. I wake up. I'm at 60,000. Now my son's like, how are you doing that? Sweetheart, I love you. I have no clue.
I will say this. You'll need to audit that. You'll need to audit your account because a lot of those are going to be spam and bots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let it fall off. But you get my point.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it per se.
No.
I'm not doing anything nefarious because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm not. So I'm not worried about it.
No. But it helps. It helps. It helps you. You walk inside there, and I just, though, I gotta admit that it disappoints me though that a casting director walk up to there and hire a non-actor for an acting role based on numbers, social media numbers. I really dislike that. I think someone like you who worked your way up through your bootstraps.
Thank you.
I have so much more respect for that.
Well, let me share something with you, which really would give you hope. Mindy Merriweather, great casting director out on the East Coast, West Palm, Florida. Great person, been in the industry forever. If you look at all the new shows that are coming up, HBO, channels, whatever major networks and stuff like that, there's 1 or 2 faces that and the rest are brand new actors or actors that you don't know. I auditioned for the House of Dragons. That's hot stuff. Now, I'm not blonde hair, blue-eyed, obviously, but that's hot stuff. The point being, there's opportunity.
Yeah.
So how do you position yourself? Killer Miller, my Western. Okay. Patrick, we've won to date 35 film festivals. 35 film festivals. I'm Killer Miller. We garnered 3 Best Actor awards. That alone is growing my network. Okay. I picked up 2 other acting gigs one from Killer Miller, one from Unlawful Duty, somebody seeing it on Amazon. So my mentality has always been the harder I work, the luckier I get. I never say no. Hey, Den, can you fly yourself out to LA on your own dime and come out and work for a week, no pay? Sure, man, I'm there. Wait, huh? I'm fortunate enough at this point in my career, I've got a kick-ass team. Angela Anderson is my manager. Rebecca Mahan is my publicist. Carol Dutton's my CPA. I've got the recipe for greatness with the people I surround myself with. And I'm so excited about that. And that's really what it comes down to. Look at what happened with Daddy, We're Back. We're on Glue TV. There's 25 million subscribers on Glue TV. Do you think a few people are going to see this ugly mug? Probably. I hope so. I hope more than a few. But that's the excitement about it. You never know where it's going to end up. Unlawful Duties. I get a call from Sunil Konardi, writer, director, producer, on a Thursday night. Hey, Dan, how you doing? Great, Sunil, what's up? Hey, can you do me a favor? Sure, man, whatever you need. Bang. 250,000 views. You just never know. The harder you work, the luckier you get. The more blessed you are, the more doors that open, bro. It's amazing.
I think another friend of yours just walked in, Irish Twin Productions. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Angela and Valencia, my girls, my daughters and Daddy were back. Love them dearly. Love those ladies dearly. Oh, they always make me cry. They always hit Daddy in the heart and make Daddy cry. They are great writers. Patrick, every episode we wrote, I would get the scenes like a week prior, and then we would do a table read, a Zoom table read. And every script, they're texting me, and every script hit either a social issue, it was a heart issue, or just something that was going on. And man, you got see it just to see it, because they're riding alone. It's so incredible. So incredible. Major cliffhanger at the end, not going to give it to you, but just I was so impressed by the writing. And if you look at my body of work, I was joking earlier about not playing the goody two shoes guy. I might play the bad cop or this and that and everything else, because there's a lot of meat to a role like that. You know what I mean? A lot of range you can drop into, and you can really, really eat up. I like showing range. Playing Richard and Daddy Were Back and the scripts they wrote, it was the antithesis of what I usually do, but there's so much meat in it and so much I can dig into. It really brought out a whole nother side of me. It really did. It stretched me as an actor. And I'll forever be thankful for them.
You mentioned about being method earlier. So, I mean, how do you prepare for a role like that?
Sure.
I mean, how do you prepare? What's your process for getting ready for a role?
Sure. Lock myself in a room by myself, close the lights. No. When I get a script initially, I read the entire script page to page a dozen times, because I need to know how my part, if it's a bit part, if it's a lead part, how it ties into the entire crux of the story. Okay? How does my opening this door and saying this line affect the lead actor and the crux of the story? So I need to read it all the way through. And I read each script at least a dozen times. And then I focus on my role. And then I take the page and I flip it over and I break down who I am. Who's my character? Well, am I a 40-year-old divorcee, alcoholic? I get as deep as I can and as detailed as I can with that character, okay? Because it allows me to make certain decisions that when I'm on set, I'm good to go. And again, it's in collaboration with the producers, writer, and the director. But if I come in and I have nothing to show them, where am I going to take it? You see, it's a lot easier to go big and have someone take you back than go and have nothing at all. And that's, between takes, and I think anybody that has acted with me or worked with me before will kind of see, I kind of stay to myself, because I've got to stay in such a state where I need to bring it. I need to bring it all the time. And that's, I'm accused of, always being on. Well, not really. But if I'm getting paid to do something, this is my profession. Al Pacino is a method actor. He stays in character the entire shoot. Just imagine that. That's crazy. Yeah. How many actors, Heath Ledger, rest in peace, method actor.
Right.
Patrick Seymour Hoffman, if I said that correctly, method actor. So it's a matter. When I was doing that, Lenny of Mice and Men, I learned how to embody it, embrace it, and how to get rid of it. I get rid of it when I go to the gym, because I need to do something physical to kind of shake it off, if you know what I mean.
Now, do you after every day, do you have to go to the gym to, do you keep that, or do you keep in character until it's wrapped?
I try to go to the gym every day. I try to do something physical every day. Swim, bang out push-ups, hit the weights. I try to move the ball forward every day, because I know what I need for my mental health.
Now
sounds like I got an issue, but I don't.
No, method actors are very interesting cats. That's for sure. They're different. We've had a few on the show, and it's no, your preparedness and process is never the same. It's always different. Everybody does everything different. I wanted to go back and I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the work you've done. Sure. I did notice that you one of your early roles. Your first two roles, even though they're small parts, like you said, there's no such small parts. But you did Devil's Advocate and then you worked on Godzilla '98.
Yeah, yeah.
Now that must have been fun.
That was a ton. I was featured in that. I was literally picked out of a crowd, and Matthew Broderick movie, great movie. And again, I'm down by Wall Street, and I forget the name of the mayor. Great character actor. I wish I remembered the gentleman's name, but I got picked out of the crowd. They liked my look, and I'm standing behind the mayor. Now, what does every good politician do, or every good council person do when your mayor, your man, your woman is campaigning? What do? You're the big rah person, right? So if you see the angle, and the director, I forget the gentleman's name, but he gave me such an angle where you see a lot of me. So I'm like, you know what? Where's the camera? Always aware of the angle, always aware of how you're being shot. So I had such a wide angle. I took such a big space to do my thing. So I'm looking at the crowd on Wall Street. I'm waving to my fellow constituents. I'm blowing kisses. I'm laughing at the mayor's dumb jokes. I'm chanting for the mayor. I'm doing what every, dare I say, political appointee should.
Right.
So I did that in the rehearsal, Patrick. I did that in the rehearsal. We're blocking. We're doing everything in the rehearsal. Well, the director kept me there, and the second AD said, "Hey, can you show that same energy all the way through?" Yeah. Hello. So they kept the scene in, and you see me big time in Godzilla, which is funny. It's right before literally Godzilla comes out of the water and stamps up Wall Street. So
okay,
but that was just fun, man. That was, that was fun.
Now, what was your very first film that you actually could talk in, that you had lines in?
Oh my gosh.
And
I've got to look at my IMDb because I've had a lot of roles like that. A lot of roles, sir, like that.
Well, let's talk about Killer Miller. So let's do that. Where who came up with the concept, and who wrote the script, and who directed it?
Sure. R.J. Hendricks II, Florida native out of Seminole, Florida. R.J. loves the Western narrative, loves the style. He's written about 4 books, give or take. And, we talked about marketing before and stuff like that. We found each other on Facebook. Okay. Now, when I got the script, I got the sides first. And I'm reading the sides. And I wasn't sure if it was Blade Runner 20, whatever, or it was Timothy Oliphant 1800s. I wasn't sure. So I'm reading it. And they just like my gritty voice. They like my presence. And they like how gritty my voice can get, and how I can have treble with my voice. So I did the audition, and it didn't hear back for about 2 weeks. And I'm like, okay, hey, I audition all the time. I put it out there, do the best I can, and I move on. So I did that, and basically got the call from RJ, went down there, did a table read with Joe Cook. Joe Cook is the young gunslinger. Wink is one of the brothers, Ben Tubbs. We just had such synergy. Lightning really struck. So we shot it in Parrish, Florida. Les McDowell, which was a sheriff in Killer Miller, on his property. He has an old Western town on his 45 plus acres.
Wow.
So we had the set good to go. It's a great script. Now, here's the thing. When a producer asks me if I can do something, I've never said no. Dennis, can you ride a horse? Yes, sir. When do you need me by? January. All right, I got 6 months. I can figure it out.
Right.
Thank God no one's asked me if I can jump out of a plane yet.
Yeah.
Hey, can you jump out of a plane? Sure can. Wait, when?
What was that? I'm method, but I'm not crazy.
I'm method, but I'm not crazy. But you get the point. So
Right.
I learned how to ride a horse. I learned the right way to ride a horse. We had a California buckskin 5-year-old named Hollywood, the horse. I was on the horse 9-10 hours a day. I loved it. Dennis, are you okay? Hey, don't worry about me. How's the horse? I'm loving it up here. Austin Spicer was our director, young guy, also out of the Seminole, Florida area. Great guy. Well, Patrick, we won basically all of Eastern Europe, it seems. We won a bunch of things in LA, bunch of things in Vegas. I'll be in Texas next, 2 weeks, my birthday week, November 7th. We're in the Billy the Kid Film Festival. We're up for best movie, best actor, best story, best. So it's exciting. And again, it goes back to what I said. You never know. So
Let me ask you this: How important are awards to you? Is it more important that individually, or is it more important that the team wins?
it's more important that the team wins. It's no. It's more important that the team wins because look at Leo DiCaprio, great actor. Okay, he finally got his Oscar. God bless him. We as a team, we won Cannes. Okay, France. Cannes is the independent filmmakers Oscar. We won that as a movie. That is cool stuff. That is cool stuff. What I've always learned and the mentors that I have and the great actors I've worked with, you've got to give a fellow actor enough energy to take their performance to the next level. And I've been able to do that because people have been able to do that with me. So if you're going to be flat, I'm going to give you energy. I'm going to pull you up. If I'm flat, you're going to pull me up. So yeah, man, it's a team sport. It's totally a team sport.
So what was the first awards that you won for your acting?
Wow. It's on IMDb. I picked up a Best Actor for an indie film festival in New York for sure. And the other few have come from Killer Miller. So, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. But lightning really struck. It's been a great year because lightning has really hit with a few different projects. Daddy, We're Back, of course. Okay.
Right.
Unlawful Duties. Boom. We've got a budget. We're making a feature come next year. Killer Miller. Lightning has struck 3 times in my career, all within a short period of time. That's hot stuff. Now, what do I do when people ask, well, hey, you're on your way? I don't want to hear that. I still keep my head down, grind,
Right.
pick my head up, smell the flowers. Okay, sun's shining. Put your head back down because I'm not there yet. I'm not where I want to be. I'm on the way. I feel like I'm on the precipice of something. I feel like, doors are opening, things are happening.
Yeah.
I feel I'm on my way. And I got to tell you, you build the team when the timing's right. What do they say? The mentor will come when the student's ready. Doors are open, and I'm really positioned in a strong way, Patrick. And I'm just excited for what tomorrow brings.
So Florida seems to be popping. Is there a growing? I mean, everybody's like aiming toward when you think about the Southeast, everybody thinks about Atlanta. Everything's Atlanta's popping. But based on what you're telling us, it sounds like Florida is actually developing. It's starting to get really hot down there as far as filmmakers go.
Well, I can't talk to the macrocosm. I can only talk to the microcosm. I can only talk to what I've got going on and stuff like that. Now, prior to the pandemic, I should have been in LA for 2 different projects. I was booked to go to New York for a project, but it is what it is. But you do the best you can. As I said from the onset, Patrick, this is all I do. This is all I do. This is how I feed myself. This is how I pay my bills. It's how I keep my lights on. So when you have that mentality and you burn your ships behind you, you've got to make things happen. I mean, I've done about a dozen mask commercials over the pandemic. So
what's the mask commercial?
Mask. COVID masks.
Oh, so you had done the commercial with the mask on.
Oh yeah, advertising for a new mask for COVID.
Okay.
Latest greatest COVID mask. I don't know, but that's you've got to hustle to make it happen. Is Florida busier than Atlanta? I don't know. I don't look at that way. I don't care if that makes sense. But unfortunately, a lot of people that are down here, because the acting community is pretty small. It's a big state, but everybody knows everybody.
Does it support each other, or is it competitive?
Well, it is competitive. I wouldn't tell anybody it's not. But here's the thing: when I hear from people that there's nothing going on down here, I just kind of like, pat myself on the shoulder. I mean, there's a ton of stuff going on down here. What are you doing to position yourself for it? Are you going out there and finding it? When Angela Anderson, my manager, and we first engaged in business, she asked me, you're busy. You're really busy. Yes, I am. Thank you very much. How do you get the majority of your business? How do you get the majority of your roles? I go, well, 65% is coming from me. She's like, what? I go, yeah, I hustle. The other 35% is coming from agents, of which Florida, you can work with everybody. So that's kind of what I do. The stuff I booked this weekend and this week, I've got on my own. I looked to my board. I got on my own. So it's from networking. It's from running out every fly ball that's hit your way, and you can't teach people that mentality. You either have it or you don't. And unfortunately, that's what it comes down to. You're going to go hustle and work for someone else 9 to 5. And hey, God bless you. It's all good. Or you're going to do it for yourself and your family and your legacy and what tomorrow looks like.
It's funny you mentioned that, because your friend Mark now is saying he's got to go because he's got 2 auditions to do before bedtime.
Break a leg, Mark. Call me tomorrow.
Yeah. So you're right. I mean, everybody's going. You said everybody can work with everybody else. I mean, is Florida how have you, obviously you got your SAG card, right?
No, I'm SAG eligible. I never made the transition because I never had to.
Is that something you want to do? You want to pursue?
Oh, yeah. But here, Florida is a right to work state. So, and there isn't enough SAG business down here per se. So I've been SAG eligible for quite some time, and I've been on many a SAG film, and no one's ever said, "Hey, where's your card, kid?"
Right. Okay.
But here's the thing: Daddy, We're Back blows up. Okay, we do season 2. It's going to be a different budget. It's going to be a bigger production company. It's going to be union. It's going to have to be union, right? Because we all want our residuals and stuff like that, and everybody knows that because that's what the industry is all about. Okay, yeah. Here's Patrick. I get a call tonight at 9:00. Hey, Den, we need you on set in LA, doing the Scorsese picture. La la la. You've got a supporting role. You've got a lead role. You SAG, right? Sure. Go online, pay the fee. Bam, make it happen. So I'm not worried about that.
What do you mean by paying a fee? I mean, SAG eligible means that you can pay for it and become a member, or
I've done the requirements to become a member.
Okay.
You've got to work with you got to work and have lines in 3 SAG films where you get vouchers. Okay. Basically saying that you're a serious actor, you're qualified now to become a member of the union.
Is that something that, I mean, is that a major goal of yours?
It's a goal. It's something that I'll do when I need to do it, but
Right.
it's not a crutch either way, and I'm not diminishing, SAG or the union. It's very important. When I need to do it, I'll do it.
Because you mentioned residuals.
Yeah.
I mean, today's world, I mean, what's the contract look like these days? I mean, is it something that you must have a good entertainment lawyer go over because to protect your rights? I mean, it seems like more and more, like a lot of actors are finding themselves outside looking in on projects they've done. They don't get anything back from it. Is that a concern for you?
I can't. I'm not going to speak for again the larger picture. I've always surrounded myself with people that know more than me, people that are professionals. I don't claim I might play a lawyer on TV, but I don't know the subtle nuances of a contract. I might learn how to shoot a gun to be a police officer, but I'm not a cop. So
Right.
yeah, with the intricacies of contracts and stuff like that, Patrick. I mean, you sign, you buy a house, right? You sign a mortgage. How thick's the mortgage? Oh, I don't know about that thick. Why do you have a lawyer look at it to make sure all the T's and C's are done the correct way? You know, so
Right.
everything has its purpose. I see, SAG's a shit deal. Hey, it is what it is. It's not for everyone. And I've stayed SAG eligible for quite some time because I haven't had to, and it hasn't been an issue. So it's not a bad deal per se. Everything serves a purpose.
Let's talk about a little bit more about Killer Miller, because I'm looking at it now, and it looks like this is something that could be positioned for something bigger. It looks like it's you did a short film. You've had all this acclaim for it.
Yes.
Now, is this something you're going to develop into a feature? Is this something you want to do?
Well, when I first went to talks with RJ and his partner James, executive producers, I like their enthusiasm. I like the way that it's written. I basically told them, I go, I will be your Marlboro man. If you want me, we'll work it out. Talk to Angela, talk to my manager, and I'll commit. I'll commit to 2-3 movies, 4 movies, whatever you need. So, we're debuting it in Florida December 4th at the Seminole Movie Grill, which I'm really excited about. I'm excited to go see it because I haven't seen it yet myself. So I'm going to see it in Texas when I'm down there for the film festival. But yeah, when lightning strikes and there's such momentum, you want to keep going. I mean, why is Dwayne Johnson doing, Jungle Cruise 2? Because Jungle Cruise 1 got so much acclaim, right? Made so much money. So
Right.
You got to strike while it's hot.
John mentioned something here. He mentioned something here too I didn't even think about. But once you get your SAG card, that pretty much takes you out of the running for doing stuff like Killer Miller, doesn't it? Because now because once you become SAG, don't you have to work on only SAG projects? You can't do very many sheer independent movies anymore, can you?
Perhaps.
Oh,
Case by case basis.
Yeah. How does that work? Do you if you let's say you got your card, tomorrow, and then 6 months from now they came to you and said, yeah, we want to do Killer Miller, and we want you to star in it. So how does that work? Do you have to petition? You have to petition SAG to sit there and say, listen, I started this part, I originated the part, I'd like to go back and work this part. Is that how does that work?
I tell you what, as soon as that comes up, I'll let you know.
Oh, okay.
As of right now, as I said, I've never had an issue. There is a lot of stuff going on. Tony Armour, the St. Pete Film Commission, has hallmarks down here quite a bit. Lifetime channels down here quite a bit. So there's a lot going on.
Oh my gosh, there's a ton going on. There's new networks launching. I mean, you got GAC that used to be called the Great American Music Channel.
Sure.
Now it's turning into another a Hallmark Lifetime channel.
Yeah.
There's another one that's run by Elon Musk's sister called Passion Flicks. That's getting up and running. And there's just a ton of opportunity out there.
Yeah.
Do you think with the I've asked this a lot of actors and actresses, but do you think with streaming services coming in as they are, does that create opportunity or competition, and is that good or bad?
Well, again, that's totally above my purview, but I can understand why Scarlett Johansson kind of had that little spat with Disney, because at that level, your compensation is based on what? Box office returns, So I can kind of understand that spat. Hey, if I can get my image out there and have many people see my work, it is what it is. That's way above my purview, Patrick. So I don't even know enough to even comment on that.
Well, no, I think it's a good question for you, because here you are, you're an actor, and now you got all these streaming services out there. Before, it's like you're auditioning for, let's say you're auditioning for 20 programs, right? Yeah. Now, is that good for you as an actor to go out there and be considered for 20 parts? Is that, because there's a lot more, like you said, there's some shows with a lot of new actors, new faces coming up. All those people are coming up behind you. they're going to be competing for you going forward.
Sure.
And you know, is there such a thing as too much competition for an actor?
So what you're asking me, you're painting the scenario that there's tons of opportunity out there with all these new streaming services. Is that bad as an actor? No.
Yeah, is that good or bad? DC is good or bad?
Good. It's great because there's a ton of new opportunities, right? There's a ton. So when there's a ton, market, demand, want, right? If there's a ton of opportunities, heck yeah, that's great for me. That's great for any actor, every actor, because you get a chance to make it happen. So yeah, I welcome opportunity. I welcome competition. One of the affirmations I read every day, fellow actors are not my competitors. They're just fellow people on their journey. Just because someone's star shines brighter than mine doesn't diminish me. It's their time. And
right.
A lot of people think I'm busier than them. Well, I'm outworking them. So yeah, man, if there's a ton of opportunity, let's say the widget channel comes out and they've got 20 different projects and they want to hire 100 people per project. Heck yeah, that's huge. That's huge, So
more, it seems like it'd be more opportunity. Susan's asking a question. She's asking, would there ever be a scenario where you would no longer work on indie film?
Indie fins, Susan? I have no idea what an indie fin is, but no. So if you look at what I do, I also produce. So I like the indie aspect, and all that basically means is that you've got a lower budget, but you also have freedom to do what you need to do to get someone's vision across. So no, I really don't see there's a time in my life or career where I'll stop doing indies. If you name any big actor and look at their IMDb, they've got indies going on right now. They might come across, who am I thinking about? Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage did Pig. Okay. Don't know how it did at the box office and stuff like that. That was an indie film. That was an indie script that a gentleman at that level read the script and said, yes, I want to do this. I want to make it happen. Nicolas Cage, what's he worth? I don't know, $100 million more than me right now. That's cool. But there's someone that's accomplished. Sean Penn does indie stuff, right? So people that are accomplished are looking and they're always looking for new, fresh ideas and fresh scripts. So no, Susan, don't worry. I don't think I'll ever stop doing indies. You've got to map out your career as best you can. And I kind of started getting into producing because people were asking me, hey, do you know this person? Can you help us here? Can you help us there?
I mentioned like Sean Penn and Nicolas Cage. I think there's a different level. I know SAG, there's different levels. There's like one level for a certain amount of films within a budget of and then you have the bigger movies. So, I mean, I guess they are doing independents, but they're doing independent movies with a decent budget because they're going to get paid. I mean, they might do it for scale, but they're still doing it for a SAG. Sure. But I get what you're saying. I respect that too. I mean, I do appreciate seeing an actor like Nicolas Cage or Sean Penn doing an independent. I'm a great purveyor of. I know everybody in this room that knows me is going to laugh, but I'm a big purveyor of IFC, and they do a lot of independents like that too. They always get a name cast in there, and but that they're not, the budgets of the movies are not nearly the same as the big blockbusters go. Mm-hmm. John is mentioning, fans like myself, Patrick, and other fans, SAG limits, unfortunately. I get that too. This is not the first time I get that. I've heard that either, John, too. Like, there's that's just a really dicey thing because SAG puts on so many, to me, it really seems really oppressive. It's like, okay, as long as you're paying your dues, right? I mean, as long as you're paying your dues, why can't you work on any projects that you want? To me, I'm not asking you in general. I'm just speaking it out loud. I mean, why couldn't they just, 'cause to me, it seems like because of the rules, it seems like a lot less actors do get a chance to work. There could be more movies being made if they weren't being so restrictive about it, and they could draw. Because then they could go out and draw a name actor to help secure financing. Because you and I both know, you as a producer, and you being working on big budget films,
Uh-huh.
that the name of an actor, it helps. It helps. You have to cast a movie so it sells.
Sure.
Al Pacino, Keanu Reeves, Charlize Theron. You put those three people in your movie, your movie's going to move. You're not going to be sitting there wondering, God, I hope this gets picked up. No, it's going to get picked up as soon as you announce the cast. It's going to get picked up.
Well, let me ask you. I mean, unlawful duties. We've got, we've got me. We've got Eric Roberts. Everyone knows Eric Roberts. We've
Yep.
got Robert Losordo, and we've got a new person, a new name. Okay, that's a multiple seven-figure budget for that. Okay, are we going to go union? That's not for me to say. I'm not a producer. I'm just an actor there.
Right.
So that's not for me to say either way. So, but
But
yeah,
you must be excited about working with you get to work with Losardo too. Losardo is a cult actor. You know that, right?
oh yeah,
Everybody here loves Robert Losardo.
he's a badass. I
He
can't
was
wait to work for him. He's a badass. The script isn't locked yet. So the scenes I have with Eric Roberts, there are about 8 scenes. He's playing my father-in-law, so I'm really excited about. Robert Losoda and I, we have a few tuffles, which I'm really excited about because I don't want to meet that guy in a dark alley at night. But I hear he's a sweetheart, and I can't wait to meet him and to work with him. So
you talk about the hustle. How would you call it? The northeast hustle.
yeah,
Shit, that guy puts a if you looked at the definition, it's Eric Roberts writing it. That guy, like you said, he loves what he does. That guy's relentless.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. You know what? I love the fact people get a chance to work with guys like that. Eric Roberts, Robert Losardo. I mean, because those guys they just work their asses off, and they really do it for the love of the film. They're not there for glory. They're just there to make art.
This is true.
Let's see. John is let's see.
Who is John? Is John's Doomsday Crypt? That's John?
Yes.
Is John an actor or who is John?
John is actually he has his own YouTube channel. He has a huge group on Facebook.
Okay.
And he's also he works in conventions, and he's very knowledgeable on movies. And he's right. I mean, I'm actually reading what he's saying. I'm actually going with him because I always felt the same way. I like SAG. I mean, I've seen it. I mean, I know it's a good idea for a union, but I also pay attention to the elections. Because every time there's a SAG election, they come up there and they're always talking about it and they're always running it. And I have friends in there that are at that level where they talk about it. And I can't believe some of the stuff I hear from that happens to SAG members. Healthcare being removed. They didn't go back this last election or negotiations. They did not go back. They did not negotiate streaming residues or any of that. They didn't get any of that for you guys now.
Sure.
So if let's say Killer Miller comes out and let's say our daddy, you're back.
We're back. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Daddy, we're back. Let's say that does get picked up for series, right? It goes 3 or 4 or 5 series seasons, right?
Sure.
It could get picked up, but are you going to make money off of it? Because you know how it is with streaming. There is no more syndication as we know it. Syndication for regular TV, it's done. Now the cables, they keep the properties that they own and they run them to infinity.
Got it. Well, Patrick, John, let me address it straight on. You both obviously know a ton more about SAG. Okay.
Oh,
I'm not a SAG member. If I happen to come across something with SAG, I will work because I'm an actor. That's what I do. I think I'm a decent actor. John has basically filled up with questions about SAG, SAG, SAG. I'm not a SAG guy, nor am I a SAG union rep, nor am I here to defend SAG or to put my.
No, we're actually here to defend. I'm actually here to defend you because I think you deserve it. You as an actor, not you, Dennis. I mean, just saying overall. I just think that you guys.
Are there any non-SAG questions that I'm not authorized, educated, knowledgeable enough to answer?
We can talk about it. Because I mean, it's just the future. Like now, things have changed. I mean, now you're doing. Before I was going to ask you, it's like, what do you like doing? As far as auditions go, do you like doing in-person auditions, or you like doing tape auditions?
I'd rather be in front of you.
Yeah.
I'd rather read your eyes. I'd rather know, am I hitting a nerve with the decisions I've made? Instead of, okay, so I'm doing it here in my office. My cats read the other side of the script. And I think I'm doing the best I can, and putting it out there and sending it off. And, it's part of the process. It's part of the process.
But you have seen it. I mean, you've been in the business for a long time now, and you have seen the changes. I mean, well, that's a good question to ask you. It's like, what are some of the biggest changes that you've seen as an actor?
Sure.
That from let's say from your first movie, your first credit, what has changed from from year 2000 to year 2021? What are the three biggest things that you've noticed that have changed in the acting world?
Well, I think COVID. I think the pandemic really changed everything. You're not going to have so many extras on set anymore. You're going to figure it out. You're going to green screen them, or you got to figure it out with technology. You're going to do that wise. You're going to do the Zoom auditions, which kind of takes away the emotion. It takes away the personal touch. But look, we'll get back to where it was. Everything that snaps to one side always snaps back. So it might take a little longer, but we'll get back. And, technology at times makes our life better. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm not going to argue that fact here and now, but it's just a matter of what can I do as an individual? How can I position myself? How can I do the best I can for the projects I'm in? Stuff like that's really above my pay grade. Do I produce? Yeah, I don't consider myself a creative per se. You don't want me to direct because I'm tough enough on myself. Never mind, you'll hate me if I'm directing. I did have a first AD job. I guess we're going on 2 years ago now, and I got compliments for doing it because you got to crack the whip. But I was really kind of an actor's director. I was working with the actors and helping them develop their character while I was doing everything else. But it's a tough job. I tell you about Killer Miller, R.J. Hendricks, he had his entire family on set. Of course, the golden rule, right? And it was fun. But one of the second AD, his or her job is to really keep everything organized. It's like organizing cats. So we've got this tavern scene, and the entire family's in there, and they're having a great time. They're drinking up, and I built an affinity towards everybody. And Grandpa, forget the gentleman's name, but the grandfather says, "Dennis, come here a second. Hey, what's going on? Why is that guy yelling so much?" I go, "What do you mean? That guy, he's not a nice guy. He's always yelling." I go, "Well, you gotta understand that's his job. Time is money, right? And we're trying to move this along, and we're trying to be on schedule." And I totally changed his paradigm because he's having a hell of a great time. Probably first time he's ever been on set, playing cards, drinking, having a hell of a great time. And here's the second AD, quiet on set, just barking out commands. And I'm like, well, he's working. This is his job. That's his responsibility. So I can't wait to catch up with everybody on December 4th. but I really changed his paradigm. I really did. And
I'm
then
just shocked. I'm shocked he approached you actually, because I know that you never approach a method actor.
I'm
You
not.
never.
It was fun, but I even grabbed the second AD once we were wrapped. I gave him a hug. I go, man, I love you. You can work for me anytime. You're so good at what you do, and that's it's like the UPM. It's like the second AD. It's like stressful jobs um, with not immediate appreciation, if you would. You know, they're the people that are the foundation of a movie set, and it's just a matter of really appreciating them because it's a tough job. It's a tough job.
Yeah.
I remember grabbing this guy. Come on, let me go buy your beer. I love you, man. You're doing a great job. Really, you think I did good? Hey, we got done on time. We got done under budget. You know, you're awesome. So
What are your three favorite roles that you've done for yourself? I mean, what are your personal favorite roles?
it's like asking Tom Brady, what's his best Super Bowl win?
Probably
They're
the first one.
they're all memorable. They're all great. I love every role I've ever had. I love every set that I've been on, and I can't be thankful enough for what I do, Patrick. I really can't. I love everyone. I love what I do, and I'm having a hell of a great time.
Is there anything that you would do that you would consider doing? Do if you could improve your craft in any way, what are three areas that you would like to see yourself improve in?
I love to do more and more and more. I love to do more and more and more. I love to. One of my dream jobs, and anybody that knows me knows this. I will do anything for Denis Villeneuve, for Dune 2. I would do anything to be on his next movie. I'm a huge Frank Herbert fan. I've read every Dune book, all Mr. Herbert's books, all of his son's books. I would do anything. I'm putting it out there. Anything to be on Dune 2. Anything. But what would I do? Do more. With the team I have with me, with Angela, Rebecca, and Carol, they know when something pops, whatever it is, and they're keeping me out there, which is good. We keep building, we keep building, we keep building. I want to do more. I drive myself hard. My first conversation with Angela, I said, look, if you can work half as hard as I do for me, we're going to have a great relationship. We're going to make a ton of money. We're going to go far. If you work half as hard for me as I do for me, this is what we're going to do.
Okay? Yeah, she looks very confident.
She's awesome. Like I said, I'm very blessed with the projects I've come across. I'm very blessed with the team I have with me, and I'm just excited. No, Susan, I don't have any regret over any role I've ever done, because it's a matter of, if you look at it from a growth perspective, have I done some stinkers? Sure. Talk to any actor, look at their IMDb, whoever you like, and you'll find some stinkers.
Sure.
Have I done some? Sure, of course. Am I going to do some more? Uh-huh. Have I learned and grown from them? Oh, yeah. So, no, I have no regrets. Mr. Hopkins, Sir Anthony Hopkins, Tony Hopkins. I wrote it down. One of my affirmations is a YouTube video. He was interviewed. Do you have any regrets? He goes, no, I have no time for regrets. I've learned. I move on. I keep living my life. Sir Tony Hopkins, Silence of the Lambs. No regrets.
Do you teach that? I mean, what are some of the things you teach your students? And how did you get into teaching? How did you end up getting to teaching students? And what are some of the things you tell them? The same things you're telling us now. How do they react to that? I mean,
I tell them what I'm telling you now, but they pay me. No, when I kind of, it's a foundational commercial class, because if you're brand new and you want to make a go at it, okay, I teach you how to read copy, read a script, a commercial script. I teach you how to look on camera. Okay, because the first time you see yourself on camera, you know, you gotta go over that. And I gave you the tricks of the trade, because when you show up and do that audition, as we said before about competition, you're gonna walk into that room and you will be prepared. My class is more of a workshop where we do commercials and we record them, and then we analyze them. And then, of course, I'm there to answer any questions and to really help guide and help coach. But it really is an intensive workshop, a 6-week workshop. Today would have been the last of the 6 weeks, but I had my car issues, so we're going to pick that up next week. I've only taken 2 courses my entire career, Patrick. I took Angela Montalbano's course, How to Read Commercial Copy, really a beginner's foundational course, which is what I'm trying to emulate and teach. And it took a class from Mark Reihart, how to break down a script and basic scene study. That's the only 2 I've taken in my 25 plus, years, So that's, I have nothing against somebody learning this method, somebody learning that method. I feel the best school is to be on set. The best school is to audition.
Yeah, experience versus education.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely one of those professions. I think that you definitely could definitely apply that to. I mean, we've talked to we talked to a few actors that have gotten their masters from from colleges. That's what they majored and they went and got their masters in. I see both sides of the coin for that. I mean, but I'm very much a practical guy.
Yeah.
I'm very much, I'm very much like, if you can learn hands-on, because not everybody's going to get that opportunity.
No.
Not everybody's going to get a full ride to USC or UCLA or Chicago or anything like that. I mean, sometimes you got to do what you have to do. You have to start from the ground up. So either way is good for me. And I think there's a lot of guys coming out with their degree. I just spent 5 years at USC, and here's the other guy walk up there and he's already got 40 credits underneath his belt. So who do you hire? Me personally, I'm probably going to go with the guy with the 40 credits.
Yeah.
That's just me, because he's already been there. He's already done it. He knows what to do. Now, is he better? I don't know that until I actually see him, but I'm always going to tend to go for that person, because that person's got their hands dirty. They know what it's like to get up at 6 in the morning in the rain and coming out to a set or shooting, overnight. The other guy's been sitting there learning about it, but the other guy's been doing it.
It's funny you even say that. In my technology career, I fired many an MBA. And I've hired people that have more of a passion. See, I don't care what's up here. I care what's in here. Okay. Now, I say that I'm working with people from Ringling. Very, very, very passionate, very, very, very talented people. I want to work with everybody because I don't know who's next, right? Define next any way you can. Define next any way you want. Who's the next Tarantino? Who's the next whatever? Who's coming out of that? Conversely, I work with Preston Walden. Great friend of mine. Great director, great writer, great producer. Look at my IMDb. I'm producing a ton of stuff with him coming over the next 12, 18 months. He didn't go to formal school to become a filmmaker. He been out there, made it happen. He's got a feature film that has global distribution. Not many indie people down here can say a feature in global distribution. So there's a lot going on. And from my perspective, I'm in the catbird seat for many perspectives. From whatever jobs come my way, union, non-union, whoever I work with, film school, non-film school, whether it's short, feature. I'm doing commercials this week. But then on the weekend, I'm shooting a film. That's cool. And the week after that, I'm doing a hand modeling job. Okay? So I'm really, I said earlier, I'm blessed. I'm in a great position because I'm truly in the catbird seat. I don't have to worry about what's being negotiated in LA. I don't have to worry about IAFTRA going on strike. They're not going on strike. I don't worry about what kind of camera they're using. I care about Dennis Mallen being off book, being early, bringing different, a dozen different ideas, and doing the best I can. Because at the end of the day, when it's wrapped, I know I gave it 150%. So I'm just really in a good position, Patrick, and I'm just really enjoying where I am right now.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I think that's it encapsulates, pretty much brings it all to a head. You got a good team. I like the a part I really like is the fact that even though you got all these credits underneath your belt and you got 25 years of work underneath there, you're still not afraid to go up there and do the smallest role. You're not there saying, "Well, I've already done so much already. I need to be treated like this." Like you said, if someone says, "I want you to can you do an extra shot?" Yeah, I'll do it. I'm like that too. I like that. I like that attitude. It's like I don't care how big or small it is. I just want to work. I just want to do. I want to get my hands dirty.
Look,
I think it's a refreshing attitude, and I think it's one that your students will hopefully they'll take to heart.
thank
You
you.
know, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as small parts. There
I-
really isn't.
Patrick, I'm not there yet. Okay. Do I have big goals? Yeah. My goals will blow your mind. I've got big goals. Okay. And I read them twice. My cats know what they are. My God knows what they are. And I keep moving forward because that's who I am. That's what I do. And glad you like my hands. So that's, I just enjoy what I do. And if I can serve more people in the medium that I do, I'll be more than happy. I mean, if I can help anyone out there, anyone on this podcast tonight, anyone with any aspect, if I can, John, if I can help you, join you, whatever can be, whatever I can do, I'm having fun at it. I'm blessed to do what I do, and I'm meant to do what I do. How much say do I have on parts? I'm a collaborative guy, and once the writer director, you build rapport, and I can build rapport pretty quick with people, and they know that they can trust you. And sorry, thanks, Suzanne. See you Thursday. Once they know they can trust you and you build credibility with them, yeah, it is a collaborative effort. I don't consider myself creative enough to get into scripting and to changing a script or editing a script, but I do like to collaborate, and I believe in a ton of pre-production. You got the shot list out and so on and so forth, and I'll have a conversation with the director, the writer, whatnot, as to how do you see this happening, how do you see that happening, and at that time I'll add my 2 cents. And even on set, I was on set over the weekend, and between takes, I'll just go huddle with the director and say, "Hey, do you like this? Do you like that? What do you think about this? I'm really thinking I can do this way. What do you think?"
Do you like the improv, or do you like to stick to a script? Is it easier for you as an actor to stick to a script or the improv?
Yes and yes. It depends on the director and depends on the writer. If you do stage, you cannot go off script. Doing everything else, if there's enough trust, they allow you to go off script, and you can improv as long as it makes sense and you've discussed it beforehand. I go off script. I enjoy it, and they enjoy the decisions I make. But I'll do it ahead of time. I'll discuss it through and organize ahead of time. Case in point, the movie we're doing, we're running through the woods one way, and then you wanted to get kind of a POV view doing the other way. And I said to the director, I go, what if I look back and I run into a tree? He goes, yeah, no, let's avoid that. Let's totally avoid that as much as we can. So what do you think happened? Now, we're out. It's 95 degrees. We're running in one direction for a dozen takes. Now we got to go different POV the other direction. I'm disorientated. I'm running. I see this big ass bush in front of me. What do? I run right into the bush, face plant. The fellow actor behind me picks me up. We keep moving. Okay. All right, cut. I go, please tell me you got that. Please tell me you got that shot. Please tell me it works. Oh my God, it's amazing. I go, can I see the playback? And he got it. So it was kind of funny because Blake Drivas, my fellow actor, he goes, oh man, you just manifested that. He goes, you didn't run into a tree, you ran into a damn bush. And it's just, you just never know. And different things like that, you just make movie magic, and you pray the DP was able to capture it. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, John. I love what I do, man, and I hope it comes across that way.
It does. Oh yeah, no, you're very passionate. No, and I respect it. I mean, I like I said, I don't want you to pull any punches. I want you to you're free to say whatever you want. I mean, speak your heart, and that's really what it's about. There's no softball questions here, Dennis. We don't. What's your favorite color? No, we're not asking those. We're going to ask you. Yeah, we're going to ask you the hard questions.
Yeah. And Patrick, look, let me just apologize. I mean, I know what I know. I know what I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's all I need to know.
Yeah, you're good. You're solid. No, I'm very much. I very much respect your answer and your stance. Just know that we are on your side. We're all movie buffs here. We all love the acting. We love the producing. We love all aspects of movies. We're horror film fanatics. We're independent film fanatics. We're movie buffs. So we're always going to be on your side. If we think you're getting screwed, we're going to say something about it. And that's what we do. That's if somebody from SAG wants to come on here and tell me differently, well, I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. So no, I appreciate it. You're solid. This has been an awesome interview.
You got to go see the Mad Hatter. If you love horror flicks, you got to see the Mad Hatter. We filmed it in Florida pre-pandemic up at the Howie Mansion, and I actually filmed 2 other movies at the Howie Mansion. 2 other horror flicks at the Howie Mansion. Check out the Mad Hatter.
Is the Mad Hatter out?
It's out. It's Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I think I've got 5 or 6 things on Amazon Prime right now. So.
Oh, now see that that's another thing. Let's talk about that real quick, because that's another interesting aspect. Because when Amazon first started, started showing movies and whatnot, they were paying filmmakers good money. I mean, you could actually make a living putting their movies on Amazon, because they desperately they really needed content. Yeah. But as more and more streaming came online, more streaming, instead of and Amazon suddenly they decided when they want to get into the movie business themselves, they did their first movie, which was The Dressmaker, which starred Kate Winslet from Titanic, Mayor Easttown and whatnot.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, all these independent filmmakers that had been donating and had been keeping Amazon above water with content suddenly found themselves not getting paid at all.
Gotcha.
Like you got 250,000 views on your movie. I'm very curious when you go there and ask the producer, ask him how much he made. And if he's made more than $2,500 off those 250,000 views, I'll eat this hat. I'll put salt and pepper on it and I'll eat it. If he's made more than $2,500.
Let me ask you a question.
Do you think Amazon and streaming services? Do you think they should there be a rate for independent films? I mean, should it be a fair rate for you guys? Because to me, it's like the more money you guys make, the better it is for all of us. Because then you can turn around and you make more movies, right?
Sure. So I knew by asking that or stating that I'm going to open up a can of whoop ass on myself. I will never ask a producer what they make, because it's like when I came down to Florida, I learned right away, never ask a cattle rancher how many heads of steer they have, because that determines their net worth. It's just rude. Like I'll be at the gym, and a buddy of mine's like, "Hey man, so how's that shoot over the weekend?" It was great. Hey, so how much do you make on something like that? First off, it's rude to ask what I make. And, I basically give everybody the same answer. I make more than some, and I make less than others.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's
and
rude.
Then they'll ask me again because they don't understand my answer. What? I make more than some, I make less than others. So I won't ever ask Sunil how much he made on lawful duties. I know he paid me. I know my agreement, and I'm very happy with how he's taking care of me. I'm very happy with what I'll be making for the feature. It's like, Daddy, we're back. The girls got paid. God bless them. Yeah. I hope they made 1,000 times what they put out. It's none of my business. Now, I have a ton of the cast members saying, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And I don't think, because the best thing I can do for me, the best thing I can do for Daddy, we're back, best thing I can do for Killing Miller on lawful duties is keep myself busy. Why? Because if my stock goes up and my value goes up, I'll get paid more, and the value of the stuff I've been in will be worth that much more. So no, I'll never go, I have no clue how the Amazon things works. I have no idea how the Glue TV thing works. I don't care. And
I don't know about Glued. I do know Amazon. I mean, that's public knowledge. I mean,
maybe it's my naivete, but Patrick, I'm an actor, and I act.
Yeah,
I focus on that. Even with,
I just like to see people. I like to see opportunity. We've been talking about opportunity all night, and I just like to see more of it for more people.
Yeah, of course. And there is opportunity. There's tons of opportunity out there. There's tons of opportunity out there. It's just a matter of what are you going to do to increase your value.
Speaking of increasing your value, our friend Jennifer would like to know, what lotions do you use for your hands? You know how we get soft hands, Jennifer? We have cats. That's how our hands stay soft. By petting our cat.
Some people will say I never had a hard day's work in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You go ahead and product place. What? Go ahead and say it.
Hit me up offline. I believe in habits. I believe in routines. I mean, I 6 hours of sleep, bounce out of bed, cold shower, goals and affirmations. I eat oatmeal, drink 2 bottles of water, hit the gym, and 6 meals throughout the day. Bang, bang, bang. You wouldn't believe that I'm 78 years old, would you?
I think you made Jennifer's night. Yeah, Jennifer. So Dennis has a Facebook page, and which I'll throw up on the description box, and he also has a YouTube page which you guys can join. So yeah, Dennis, I just want to thank you so much for coming out and chatting with us tonight. I really enjoyed it. I want to thank the chat and your friends and students that came out to support you. That's absolutely amazing. We definitely want to do this again. We'll definitely do this again. And if you'll come back, we'd love to have you. And I do have a question for you. I'll ask you offline though, because I think I'm going to take advantage of your suggestion. I'm going to help one of your students out. I think we talked about self-promotion.
Yeah.
I think we should put it into action and give one of your students a shot.
Without a doubt. I can without a doubt. I mean, I'm working with Susan. Um,
Okay.
I basically put her in touch and cast her on. I'm looking at we're doing a commercial on Thursday, and we met, I guess, about a year or so ago. Someone mentioned something, said, call Dennis. Dennis can get you started, can help you out. We finally got together, and yeah, so we're working on her first commercial this week. So I'm
Good.
excited about that.
Good. I mean, as soon as by the time we talk to her and get her booked in here, she should have a couple of things underneath her belt, and she'll tell us all. So you can get her a little bit. See if we can give her a little bit of a push.
Without a doubt. How many people are on tonight? How many people do you have all together?
We peaked out at 11 in the room. So
Nice.
I'm based on what I've seen, I think we actually had a pretty solid night.
Sweet.
So I don't know. The replay is going to do well. That I can tell you. The replay will do well because everybody stayed. Everybody stayed. So this is going to actually do pretty decent numbers for me. So Rebecca was here and she did pretty well too. So we'll see if we can get you past her, which I think we will.
Good. I'm going to reach out. But if I could please look for me, if I can help you with anything, John, my pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys. I hope I gave you as much as I could. And Patrick, thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Stay right where you're at. I want to thank you guys in the chat for coming out and supporting the show. I'm not entirely sure if our guest is going to show up tomorrow, but I definitely know Carolina Jonette will be here on Thursday at 8 o'clock. So that's probably when I'm going to be back. So until then, that's what I'll see you guys next. Until the next one, please stay right where you're at, Dennis.
Thanks, guys.